Vibration on my soul, it sends me to the peak. Can we find any light without the music around? There will always be one love, one life. Without no love, you got no regret. Without no revenge, you got no love. I'm melody where I belong in this life. In this life. Oh, I could be.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Newsroom with KRiPz. Today we are gonna be talking about some really interesting things, and the first and the foremost most interesting that comes to my mind is obviously my favorite CSGO skin. Now personally I like the AK Fire Serpent a lot. I mean it's so close to my heart, it speaks to me, it represents my personality in the game, and it's just literally a manifestation of who I am when I play CSGO. And no, even though I'm not a regular trader, I am more than sure what kind of pain, I'm sure I can understand what kind of pain the traders and the people who are genuinely interested in skins would have felt when Valve announced that they are gonna be putting 7-day trade holds on skins, especially for CSGO. So basically the thing is, if I trade my skin to my friend, that skin will remain untradeable for the next 7 days. So if my friend wants to give it to some other third person, he will not be able to do it. Cry, guys, cry. That's like really sad. Oh wait, you won't be crying right now. I mean, your tears would have probably already dried up because this happened in March. Okay, and hence that is why, to save yourselves from the 7-day trade ban, OPSKINS, they rode in like a knight in shining armor. They offered instant trades. They somehow managed to work around the Valve's policies and managed to, make the trades instantaneous. Like a knight in shining armor. Yeah, everyone's rescued, okay? Now, in March, this came in. The trade bans came in. And in June, OPSKINS was already introduced this. Okay, look at this. I have in front of me the homepage of OPSKINS when they announced Express Trade. What is Express Trade? Basically, trade instantly. Instantly bypass that 7-day ban and screw Valve over. That's what this was. Let's take a look at that page. You asked for it, we built it. Oh yeah, you're doing this for the community, aren't you? Okay, free instant peer-to-peer trading service is now live. Yada. Instead of listing an item, you can purchase one, or you can simply trade it back and forth with other users instantly for free. Special emphasis on this one, instantly for free. Why did OPSKINS build Express Trade? They do talk about, we understand the oh god, yeah, look at this. We do understand the 7-day trade implementation, the trade holds, and obviously they want to work around this. This is exactly why this Express Trade first of all came into place, okay? And yeah, then they go on to talk about how they have been around since 2015, how they want to use their experience, blah 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 blah. Naturally, if you're a skin trader, you will be very happy because you won't have to wait 7 days. But if you're Valve, you're gonna be pissed. You're gonna be seriously pissed. How to use Express Trade, blah 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 blah. I'm just gonna skip to the main part. items, make your offer, and that's it. It's totally free. Trades are completed instantly, bypassing the 7-day hold. Now, the trade hold came around somewhere in March. This happened somewhere in July. And just 2 days ago, Valve did this. For the last 2 years, Valve has enforced a Steam subscriber agreement as described in this post. I'm going to have it open in some other window soon. In March 2018, we applied a 7-day trade cooldown to fight fraud and misuse of Steam accounts. But on June 6, OPSKINS launched Express Trade. This is the Express Trade that I just showed you right here. Let's go back to the Valve page, which uses Valve intellectual property and violates a Steam subscriber agreement. And it's already being used by other businesses to avoid Valve policies. Now, obviously, Valve did not like this, and that's why they have sent a cease and desist letter to OPSKINS. Today, we messaged oh God, why is this all getting selected? Today, we messaged OPSKINS to cease using Valve intellectual property. He also notified them that they will have to lock OPSKINS account by June 21st. So basically, if you use OPSKINS and your skins are trapped in there, get it out instantly. Now, this is the message that... Okay, so here's the funny thing, okay. You're sending a cease and desist letter. Gabe Newell, the creator of Valve, he is pissed at OPSKINS because they're using his intellectual property to make profits. I'm going to enact Gabe Newell here. Please mind my acting skills. But I think I'm going to do justice. I am Gabe Newell. I am the ultimate authority in CSGO. And these little kids over at OPSKINS, they are using my intellectual property to make profits. Liam, come here. No, who's Liam? Let's take a look. At the bottom of this message. This is a message that Valve has sent to OPSKINS. And look at this guy. Liam Lavery over here in the end. That's the person that actually sent this mail over to him. So, I'm Gabe once again. Liam, come here. Liam comes walking in. Tup, 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 tup. Yes, sir. What do you need me to do, sir? Liam, I am pissed that these guys are using my property to make profits. Kill them. Okay, sir. Consider it done. And then Liam goes ahead to type a cease and desist letter, which basically tells OPSKINS to stop this bullshit. But you know what? He doesn't email it to them, nor does he send an actual letter. He sends this message as a DM on their social media account. What era are we living in? Yes. Let's read the message first, okay? Hello, I am a lawyer at Valve. Your service. OPSKINS Express Trade uses Valve's intellectual property and violates the Steam subscriber agreement. Valve has two demands for OPSKINS. Immediately cease use of all Valve intellectual property, including trademarks, gun models, images for the game in OPSKINS Express Trade, and any promotions of OPSKINS in any media. No later than June 21st, 2018, cease use of Valve intellectual property, yada yada yada, on any OPSKINS property or media. Okay, I think I read it again. Never mind. OPSKINS is using Steam accounts for commercial purposes in violation of Steam subscriber agreement. Valve will disable OPSKINS Steam accounts. Disaster. Valve will disable OPSKINS Steam accounts associated with trade on Steam by 21st June 2018. You should resolve any obligations to OPSKINS user prior to that. Liam Lavery, Valve Corporation. Now, this is a DM on their social media account. So at this point, I'm going to imagine this is what something would have happened like this in the OPSKINS office. I am the OPSKINS social media manager, and I see this message in my inbox, and I would be like, lol, look at this idiot trying to pretend like a Valve employee. Delete message, block account, and screw this guy. But then 5 minutes later, the OPSKINS guys, they take a look at this. The official, they take a look at the official statement released by Valve. And then they're like, oh, wait a second, guys. That Liam Lavery guy who just messaged us, he's legit. Holy shit, we are screwed. We're screwed. And that is why, as a response, I don't know why OPSKINS or why they did this or what they plan to do next. They have announced their future plans. Basically, they want to assure the people that their money is safe. It is still cash outable. We are not going anywhere. Oh, no, you're going down the rabbit hole, baby. At least your profits are. And then they announced that they're going to have blockchain based games, which is pretty interesting. Blockchain basically implies that the items cannot be taken away from the owners or they will be held to trade restrictions. Basically, they are not going to stop, working around things, trying to come up with a way and means to make profits, way and means to continue their business even after Gabe Newell has, given the cease and desist letter to them. What does a cease and desist letter mean? Basically, they're not trying to shut down OPSKINS as a whole organization. They're just trying to shut down the express trade policy of OPSKINS. So that, the workaround for the 7-day trade ban, they're just trying to shut that down. At least that is the case for now. I mean, I don't know what Valve might decide to do next. I mean, it is fair, okay? Skins are like a double-edged sword. On one hand, they let a lot of money flow into the esports scene. They make it legitimate. They give guys a chance to earn by playing CSGO. But at the same time, skins, I don't know, it's just virtual money in the end, right? And if you dangle money in front of anyone, he will obviously want it. And we have seen numerous examples of people throwing matches getting fixed, rigged, all because of skins, people throwing games. So, yeah, it's a double-edged sword. And we have also seen many people getting scammed. That's exactly why OPSKINS started this express trade service in the first place, and exactly why Valve banned trading for 7 days in the first place. So yeah, I mean, whenever there is money involved, be it in any form, be it real money converted into CSGO skins, Dota skins, PUBG skins, whatever, there will always be problems. Basically, man likes money and he will do anything to get it. That is the key takeaway from this part of the series. Let's move on to the next big event that happened in this week. That is going to be obviously the Zotac Cup. So now the Zotac Cup is happening in August. Right now the Asian qualifiers have ended for this tournament, and I'm going to take you over whatever happened in this tournament. So the first match was between Scars Absolute and MVP Portal. Now MVP and Order, these two teams are the strongest teams of the tournament, and I was expecting either one of these teams to win. So when I first saw that MVP is going to be facing Scars Absolute, I knew that they're going to win. And they did. Look at this. They won 16-4. Order, they made short work of EMC. EMC, I mean, okay, it's a new team, but they did really well, especially against Order. And I think this is their second international tournament. The first one was WESG when they made their first debut. And this is just their second event. So, okay, they can be excused. Executioners and Signature came out on top. XCN, they had the Indian player Tejas Ace Sawant. Unfortunately, even with his combined firepower, they were not able to overcome Signature Gaming, which is, in fact, one of the best teams in Asia. Then we had Alpha Red and Sad Story. I mean, Sad Story was a new team. They're from Taiwan, and Taiwan has never, ever produced any professional CSGO teams, at least until now. Maybe they will in the future, but this was the first attempt of a Taiwanese team to come into the Asian CSGO scene, and I think they did well. At least for the first time, it was well. Next, we have the El Clasico. I mean, Order defeated EMC. That was expected. MVP defeated Scars Absolute. And then these two super teams, they met each other in the semifinals. I'm disappointed. I mean, I was actually expecting them to meet each other in the finals. That would have been one hell of a qualifier to watch. But then, okay, they're seeing each other in the semifinals. I'm really, really disappointed that one of these teams will have to leave early. But that's okay. I mean, MVP, PK, and Order. That was the best match of the tournament. I am telling you, it was even better than watching the finals. So what happened was when this match started, it was a best of 3. The first map was Inferno, and MVP, they took a very good lead. They took a 11-4 lead in the first half. And I was like, cool, the Koreans are going to win. But then the Australian team, Order, they just made a massive comeback, and they won Inferno 16-13. Like, I got a hats off, man. That was a wonderful, brilliant comeback. And MVP, they just lost a map which they were about to win. They were just super enraged and they went on full fire. The next two maps, Overpass and Mirage, MVP won them both. They won Overpass 16-14 and they won Mirage 16-11. So, man, I am scared of what these Koreans can do, especially when take a map right out of their hands. They had Inferno in the first place, but then Order just did a very good comeback, and I was really thrilled to see that. Then we had Signature and Alpha Red. I mean, they didn't do much. Signature just basically trampled Alpha Red. And even though Signature and Alpha Red, they are both Thailand teams, it just shows how much of a skill difference there is between these two teams, even when they're from the same country. Signature won Overpass 16-2 and they won Train 16-7. That was utter domination. So yeah, now you know why Signature is one of the best teams in Asia. But obviously in the grand finals, MVP won. It was pretty interesting. Once again in the finals, the first map we played was Inferno. MVP got 11-4 lead. In the second half, Signature made a very good comeback. They almost tied the scores at 12-12. But then the Koreans were like, just, nah, we ain't having any of this more. We're not doing it. They went on straight to the victory and they won the first map 16-12. In the next map, Train, the first half was even more dominant. And this time, MVP was leading 12-3. Like, god damn, do you have any mercy at all? And Signature, they fought well in the second half. Okay, they brought the scores up to 10. They won 7 more rounds. But, I mean, the deficit from the first half was just way too much to overcome them. And they lost the map 16-10. Good effort, though. So, MVP, they are your champions of the Zotac Masters Cup in the Asia Qualifier. They will be joining Tyloo and VG Flash, who have already been invited to the main event in August. And yeah, that's it from this tournament. Let's move on to the next segment of our show. And that is going to be the Uwin Asia Invitational. Now, I covered the first group stage of this tournament last week itself. The group stage was over by then. And I did say that a lot of Chinese teams have qualified. I mean, at this point, the only 2 Chinese teams that were ruling at the top were Tyloo and VG Flash. If in an Asian tournament, if China has 2 slots, these are the only 2 teams that the rest of the Asian teams have to worry about. This time, a lot of these Chinese teams came through and they were actually able to defeat some of the best teams in Asia. Reka Esports, Scars Absolute, the Mongols, they are all in top 10 Asian teams, okay? According to me, they are the best 10. And if Chinese teams like eHome, MFC, Imba SAS, if these guys can beat the top 10 teams in Asia, I am really scared of what the Chinese teams can do. Because at this point, none of the Chinese teams were ever really heard of. Okay, Tyloo and VG Flash, they were the only Chinese teams that could be heard of because they are just overshadowing every other Chinese team. They are on the top. They don't let any other exposure or any of the limelight to go towards the rest of the Chinese teams. And now that they had a chance to break through, they showed us what the Chinese CSGO scene really looks like. And it is incredibly powerful. So I'm really expecting a lot from Chinese CS in the next few months. So this was the group stage. The teams that made it through were Firepower Gaming, Brood Dreamscape. Obviously, I mean, Brood Dreamscape is the strongest team in this tournament. It was Beyond Esports, Big Time Regal, eHome, Imba SAS, MFC Gaming, and WNV Teamwork. Out of this, Big Time Regal, eHome, Imba SAS, and WNV Teamwork and MFC, we have 5 Chinese teams in the group stage of this tournament. 5. Are you kidding me? 5 teams from one nation. God damn it. I have no words to describe how scary the Chinese scene looks right now. There's just so much intense competition, and we have a lot of exciting games lined up from the Chinese teams in the next couple of months. This is what the group stage was like. So, Firepower and eHome, these 2 Chinese teams, they started off first, and Firepower, they got off to a flying start. They just obliterated eHome on Mirage. The score was 16-7 on Mirage, but then eHome, I mean, they're not gonna just take that defeat. They had several tricks up their sleeves, and that's why the next map pick between Firepower and eHome was Nuke. So after taking 11-4 lead in the first half, eHome won Nuke 16-9, and they pushed the match into the third map, Inferno. Now Inferno is where Firepower, they just cracked open the other team with their immense firepower. They cracked open their defenses. The T side was so dominant and they won the map 16-12, effectively winning the best of 3 with a 2-1 score. Then another interesting match in the quarterfinals was between Boot Dreamscape and MFC. Now, the first map between these two teams, Boot Dreamscape and MFC, it was Inferno. And you know what's the best part about this match is it went into overtime. Not once, but twice. Yeah, there were 2 overtimes in this match, and that was like crazy to watch. It was Boot Dreamscape that finally emerged victorious with a 22-19 score. And yeah, it just shows that how Boot Dreamscape are just never gonna give up. Unfortunately for MFC, the next map was Cash. And if you haven't seen our podcast with Impression yet, do go see it. If you do see it, you will notice that the favorite map of Boot Dreamscape is Cash. And the Chinese team, they just made the mistake of not banning Cash first in the veto process. And they paid for it heavily. So Boot Dreamscape just won Cash 16-11 with relative ease. Next, in the semifinals, Boot Dreamscape, they played against Imba SAS and they won 2-0 with style. There was nothing too interesting about that match. But yeah, Firepower and WNV, their match was really good to watch. So, WNV won 16-12 on Cash. That was the first map. But then Firepower, they made a comeback on Inferno. And again, they won Inferno with 16-12. So now it's 1-1. Both the maps, the scoreline was 16-12 by the end of it. So the final map, deciding map was Mirage. And WNV, they caused an upset. They won 16-10. Obviously, at this point, I must say that Firepower is technically the superior Chinese team over here. Because they have established a dominance in many events in the past. And WNV, it was a massive upset to the Chinese scene. That just goes to show that nothing in the Chinese scene or in the Asian team, no team can stay at the top for too long. And that's what makes this really, really interesting. So, in the finals, WNV and Boot Dreamscape, once again, how many times must you let Boot Dreamscape play on Cash? They made the mistake. They did not ban Cash first. And Boot Dreamscape picked Cash. And there was just it was easy. It was a piece of cake for Boot Dreamscape. In the first half, they went on to win 13-2. 13-2. How can you win against that, dude? And WNV, they just eventually succumbed to 16-7. They lost the first map. And Boot Dreamscape, they carried this momentum forward in the next map, Mirage. And once again, they got off to a flying start. They had 11-4 in the lead. And even though WNV did their best in the second half, they tried to mount a comeback. They won 7 rounds as well, but it was just not enough to stop Boot Dreamscape. And they won the second map 16-11 and eventually winning the tournament. So that was everything in the Counter-Strike scene, especially in the Asian scene for this week. My name is KRiPz. If you do have any questions or would you like us to cover any particular event or any concept in detail, do let us know. We will be back with another episode of CSGO Newsroom next week. See you next time. This is KRiPz signing out.